vegetarian!
It's Some Guy Who Could, starring Brett Picorni. Featuring Brett Picorni. Guest stars on the show include Sal, Peppy, and the lovely Paula. Today's episode is brought to you by Brett Picorni.
What's up, guys? Yes, you heard it right. I am cooking vegetarian today. I know, everything I've made has been very beefy and meaty and delicious. Except for, like that one time I made chicken and that one time I made Alfredo. Links in the description. But today, I'm going to tug on those heartstrings of nostalgia and make a dish from a very popular movie called Ratatouille. Quite frankly, I've never made it. I just kind of wanted to try making it. Plus, I recently got called out by a few friends who told me, Brett, do you ever make vegetables? So here I am making vegetables. So what do I have here? I have a big old bowl of yellow squash and zucchini. The zucchini is hiding underneath the squash. I've got a board full of chopped tomato, well, not chopped, but sliced tomatoes. I've got some fresh basil, and also some fresh oregano and rosemary. Yes, rosemary. They are all from my garden. Well, this will soon be in my garden. I've got the plant over there, but these are actually from my garden, and no, this is only a small portion of it. I have a big old bush of oregano and a big old bush of rosemary. Well, I guess the oregano is not really a bush. It's more of a creeping, crawly vine on the ground, but yeah. But anyway, we've got these fresh herbs. First thing I want to do, I want to chop these up because I'm going to use them in the base for this ratatouille, and they're also going to garnish the top. So first we've got all of our basil kind of wrapped up together, and I'm just going to give it a good little slice here, trying not to hit those tomatoes at the edge of the board. Now, if you've never used fresh oregano, it's actually pretty darn easy to get off the vine thing here. Just grab it by the tip and come straight down, and it all just comes right off. Now the rosemary, that's not quite as easy as the oregano, but it's still not difficult. You can just kind of grab it in bunches and pull them right off like that. The rosemary and oregano, I'm going to give it a rough chop as well and mix that with the basil. And I'm going to just get these herbs and throw them in a little mixing bowl just so they can sit in there while I do my other stuff. Now, as you can see here, I've got my cast iron skillet, and this is what I'm going to be using to make the ratatouille. First things first, you want to get a sauce on the bottom here. Normally I'd make it, but I don't feel like it today. So I went ahead and bought this really cheap sauce from the store, but it says Parmesan Romano. Ingredients contains 2% or less of Parmesan and Romano. I guess they're not lying. Let's see here. That's actually surprisingly good. I definitely don't taste the Parmesan or the Romano, but it's actually a pretty darn good pasta sauce. It was like $1.36 for this jar. All right, like I said, I usually make it, but I'm gonna use this, and I'm pleasantly surprised that I don't have to do much to it because it's already pretty delicious. I'm just gonna pour this all up in the bottom here. Whoop. That was kind of the perfect amount. Ooh, there's a big chunk of garlic. All right, kids, don't tell mom and dad you did this, but you found a delicious chunk of garlic in your sauce in. Now, in the movie, they kind of go back and forth with like a bunch of different kind of veggies. I believe it's squash, zucchini, tomato, and eggplant. I was looking for those really cool Japanese eggplants that are long and thin, but they did not have them at the store, so I decided to forego the eggplant. Instead, I've got the yellow squash, I've got the zucchini, and I've got the tomato. However, there's a bit of a size difference there. Don't worry. That doesn't make you an adequate yellow squash. You're still delicious. It's actually not bad. You're good too. For now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the tomato as the first layer, and then I'm going to put a layer of squash and zucchini on top of that, alternating them in the little stacks. The squash and the zucchini are both relatively similar sized, whereas the tomato, as you saw, is, well, these are huge honkin' slices. So, put them as the base. Yeah. So let's get a couple of these herbs on here. It's remember, it's basil, oregano, and rosemary. And now we'll start grabbing the squash and zucchini, and I gotta get under the squash to get to the zucchini. But it's okay. I forgive you, squash. There we go. I'll be honest, just biting that squash on its own was kind of, I guess I'll give the zucchini a try too. It'll get a lot better when it's cooked. So I'm gonna start assembling this bad boy, but unfortunately there won't be any ploops because this is tomato sauce, and if I ploop into that, it's just gonna everywhere. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take these slices just back and forth, relatively similar size, because we're going for that really pretty look, right? And I think I'll do like 6 at a time, and we're gonna lay it down in here, right like that. And now we're just gonna go all the way around the edge, and yeah, it should look really cool by the end. Now, I know it's not traditional for ratatouille, but I want some fresh mozzarella on here just because I love cheese. So I got Paula here, we're cutting a few slices of this stuff, and there are few things greater in this world than a fresh ball of mozzarella. Mike, would you agree?
I would.
I could use all of this on here, or I could... Here, Mike. All right, before I add that mozzarella, okay. Before I add that mozzarella, I'm gonna do a little drizzle of olive oil over the top here, plus those herbs that I chopped up earlier and some salt and pepper. Yeah, just a nice little drizzling of vavoux. Take that, Rachel Ray! I shortened it more. And you know, you wanna just kind of sprinkle your salt a bit like a waterfall. This really helps you get it even. I'm making it rain salt, guys. Ah, in my eye. Fresh pepper. I guess I could pretend to be grinding it myself. And now for the herbs. Again, that is rosemary, oregano, and basil. All right, got our herbs, and now the piece de resistance, the part that's not usually in ratatouille, the cheese. All right, and we're gonna pop this in the oven at 350. We're gonna let it bake, and we'll see how it turns out. Hot, 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 hot. Look at that bubbling! Isn't that just beautiful? So, you can see, the mozz, it did melt it nice and good, and it looks like it mixed around a little bit with that juice. Oh, this is very juicy, probably because of all the tomato. But anyway, I look forward to jumping into this. I guess I should start plating it up, huh? I'm gonna go in one of these spots with a nice big section of mozzarella, and just right in here. Ooh, yeah, that looks pretty darn good. And in case you're wondering, I do have a second plate here. It's because I do have a guest camera operator who's helping me out a bit. Mike, do you care to come around and point to which spot you want?
This one.
This one right here, okay. So by the way, he does not like squash or zucchini.
Nope.
But he loves marinara and mozzarella, so, and tomatoes.
I've never had ratatouille.
Neither have I, actually.
So this will be my first time trying it. So
Mine
maybe
too.
maybe I like ratatouille, squash, and zucchini.
And we will all go down together.
Thanks.
There you go. Guys, it's it looks pretty good, doesn't it? I'm just gonna hold this here for this camera again.
Burn my mouth.
Ow, it's burning my hand underneath. Gosh, this is hot. But okay, I'm ready. I'm excited.
I'm gonna try it without the mozzarella first to give it the traditional.
Yeah. So you know what? I'll do the same thing. I've got a piece of squash, tomato, and zucchini here. And look at that. They actually stacked really well in this spot. So we'll see how they go together
I'm
here.
afraid to bite it because that is a lot of steam.
It is a lot of steam. Oh wow, that's so cool looking though.
Yeah.
I've burned my mouth enough times in these videos so far. Whatever. Oh. Ow.
Oh.
Ow.
I had to put it back. It's so hot.
That's really good.
Ow! Why did we eat it right out of the oven?
It burns so good.
Why was that the plan?
That was delicious. That was really good.
Oh my god. Ow, ow, ow. So, I don't hate it. And the reason why.
The tomato sauce?
Oh, the tomato overpowers the rest, so I don't really taste the squash, the zucchini.
They're very, very mild flavors anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try it with the mozzarella now. Oh! Don't slide off this time. Yeah, it's very juicy. It is very juicy. Here we go, with the cheese.
You know what they taste like? Underdone pickles. Like, that's the texture I'm getting.
Well, the cheese was really good, but underdone pickles.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's what my gut
So like
says.
half sours?
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what squash and zucchini are like anyway. Pretty good. I think I needed to add a little bit more salt, but really good. I enjoy it at least. It's a great little side dish.
That's it. Okay, it's not supposed to be a main meal, is it?
I mean, I think it can be.
Because it reminds me more of a fancy-ass appetizer.
A fancy appetizer.
Yeah.
I mean,
More than a whole
I would
meal.
personally, I would use it as a side dish.
Yeah, I wouldn't
but I
order
think
this
it,
as the
I
main-
think it can be a main meal. I mean, it is a vegetarian dish.
What? I can't tell from the lack of meat put in it.
Are you surprised?
I didn't expect it.
Were you expected? No, I'm sorry.
Was I expected?
That, was that expected, rather? Yeah, that's the process. And hey, left over here in the end, I got a nice dish of tomato soup.
Hang on. Delicious.
I'm doing it. All right, here we go. We got all the herbs and seasonings. The rosemary turned out great.
It did. I feel like you have more.
Well, anyway, that was pretty good. And even for someone who, oh, you saved the tomato for the last?
Yes!
Saved the tomato for the end. All
I
right,
want
you know
that
what?
to be the last
Let's-
flavor I do.
Let's also give you a little spot of cheese for that tomato. You don't get cheese.
Oh. Literally, you went cheese for the tomato. Oh. All right.
Anyway, I mean, as you can see, even someone who doesn't like squash and zucchini thought that was pretty good.
Oh.
So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you try it out as well and that you enjoy it. And as always, you know, I'm just some guy who cooks, and I don't know who this jackass is.
Some guy who eats.
Oh! I'm some guy who cooks. This is some guy who eats. We're out of here. You're still here? Oh, you guys. You do care. Well, as long as you're still here, I hope you wouldn't mind hitting like and subscribe, because both of those would help me tremendously. And if you could also, you know, share it with your friends. Spread the word. Spread the word. Comment below as well. And oh, don't forget to watch it again if you missed Sal and Peppy. Once I get to 100 subscribes, I'm gonna do a live video. And whoever can tell me where Sal and Peppy were in all of these videos is gonna win an awesome prize. Till next time, guys.